Hey everybody, welcome to So Many Sequels, your book club for movies. I'm Josh.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm David.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to back to school time.
Not for us.
That's
You've
the
probably
bell.
gone back to school, or your kids have gone back to school, or your teachers have gone back. Somebody's gone back to school.
We know a
by this
portion of
point.
our audience is at least in the 18 to demo.
Right. And I think teachers probably at least one, maybe, maybe two.
Two. Yeah. No, just one. The other one doesn't listen to podcasts. We don't get support. We get no
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, those are just the ones we know of. But anyway, we're doing back to school movies this month on the show. We talked about School of Rock last week, so go check that out at somanysequels.com or wherever you get podcasts or on our YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to while you're there.
All of them.
We loved School of Rock, so it was very exciting to do that. Later in the week, we are going to be doing The Breakfast Club, so stay tuned for that. And we've got more. We've got more back to school movies coming up after that, so just stay tuned. Go to our social media. Maybe we'll tell you there. I don't know. But today we're just going to talk about catching up on what we've been watching, some new trailers, things going on in the movie news world. Garrett, you have a new movie on there, so I want to start with you. I want to hear about Eenie Meanie.
Eenie Meanie. I have never heard of this. I didn't know it was on the release schedule. Never seen it. I turned on Hulu and there it was. And I tell you what, we've reached the point. So Eenie Meanie stars Samara Weaving. A whole cast of characters that are incredible. Randall Park is in it. Oh my God. There's so many and I can't remember them right off the top of my head.
Marshawn Lynch. They got Marshawn Lynch in this movie?
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch is in this movie.
Underrated funny when I see him pop up in something.
Yeah, it is a really good cast. And the side characters, they're the side characters that are so good that when they're on the screen, they absolutely command it. They're so funny. And again, I've reached a point where I trust just about anything that Samara Weaving is in because I really dig the movies that she picks. And so I was like, let's give it a shot. The general premise was she is a getaway driver for like a crime boss, So
Interesting.
it is
Baby
a
Driver?
heist. I said that it had elements of Ocean's 11, Baby Driver, and The Italian Job, but like if it got drunk at a dive bar and fueled itself with just Samara Weaving silliness and crazy. It's not a horror movie, which is what you typically associate her with. I mean, it's an action comedy, and it's got some good shots in it. She's really funny in a different way than she normally is. And so it was a little different, but it still had the same kind of vibes that she brings to her projects. And I really enjoyed it. Ton of fun. I would recommend it. It's just on Hulu. Again, some of the other people, it's got Andy Garcia, Steve Zahn,
I like
Jermaine Fowler, Mike O'Malley from Global
Michael
Guts.
O'Malley. He's good.
I know.
Yes, dear.
And the guy who plays Mayhem in all those Allstate commercials, he's in it too.
What is Global Guts?
Do you have it from Nickelodeon?
Do you?
Do you remember the show? Do you remember the TV show Guts?
Yeah.
No, I
where they
remember
race
Guts.
up
I
the
don't remember
mountain.
Global.
Oh, that was just the international. They would bring people in from other countries to represent. It was basically like the Olympics for kids.
Man, you said Global Guts, and David said yes, dear, and I was thinking Glee. And Michael O'Malley been all over the place.
All over the place. And that's what I
Season
mean.
4
Like,
of
these are
Justified.
they're side
Right.
characters who know how to be really good side characters. And so it's really funny, and it was a lot of fun. Good driving scenes. Stunt driving is really well done as well. So I was pleasantly surprised. 3.5 is what I gave it.
Oh, dang.
Cool,
3.5. Okay. You said Hulu got the goods?
Hulu. Yep.
Okay. All right. I might have to add that one to my list. Let's go to some TV here because David and I have the same one on our list. Peacemaker, which just came out with season 2 recently. You hadn't watched season 1. I assume that's what you're doing, right?
Well, I caught up on season 1, and then I watched the premiere this weekend of season 2.
Oh, okay. Then you and I are both caught up at the same spot because I watched the premiere today as of recording this. Well, let's talk a little Peacemaker. Garrett, I can't remember if you say you did or didn't watch the first season, or maybe didn't finish it.
You and I watched the first
That's
season,
what I
but
thought.
Lord, if
Okay.
I remember anything about it, these shows come out too far apart. I can't remember nothing.
Well, I'll tell
That's
you.
fair.
Just start season 2. There's a little recap at the beginning that's like, it's kind of funny because he's like, here's what happened last time in the DC universe or whatever, DCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some creative editing. That's fun.
Yeah, they retcon some stuff. That's fun to see. But anyway, yeah, new season of Peacemaker started. What did you think, David?
Well, the character is it's surprising to me that they've run with it, but it's it started in the Suicide Squad that James Gunn did, John Cena, and then they pick up the Peacemaker series. Just I think basically on the strength of you have John Cena. It's a really silly character. James Gunn's got very popular as a director right now, and then the first season is kind of a comedy superhero show built for something like HBO. Season 2 picks up, and we're integrating Peacemaker into the new DCU, which is right now Superman, the Creature Commandos show, and I think there's one other thing that they've got planned for right now, but and it works. James Gunn's he's writing and directing a lot of these. The first episode, just going to put it out there, not going to be for everybody that likes Superman. There's going to be some elements in there that are going to be more HBO than they are WB.
You talking about the orgy?
I am. It's Peacemaker. He's a
Yeah.
Is he in the middle of a human Cenapede?
I like
You
what
see
you
what
did
I did there?
That's nice.
You see
That's
what I
nice.
did there?
that's available for anybody out there.
You joke, but there's a lot of visible appendages.
Yes, and Peacemaker is not discriminating.
No.
So but I think that the great thing about it, at least the between the season 1 and now watching season 2, is that I think it actually shows how well Cena is growing as an actor and as a performer. I think that everybody when they do their like wrestler turn TV like a movie star actor ratings, they're like Batista, Rock and Cena are kind of like they kind of view. I think Cena is slowly passing The Rock. The Rock just has a long catalog, so it's hard to argue with his success. But I think as a poor performer, Cena is he's getting there. And so far, I really enjoyed the premiere. There's a great sequence where Peacemaker has to go in for an audition. I won't spoil anything about that necessarily, but that was a lot of fun, and it's a very complicated character. So I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I agree. I was really happy with some of the changes made and some of the surprises along the way. So James Gunn has been saying, and I guess I'll take his word for it. There's a cynical side of me that goes, "Oh, I'm sure this is what it was." Where he's like, "No, we put Superman on digital a little early because I wanted people to have access to it for Peacemaker." Okay, I think probably just the 45-day window is what they went with. But there is stuff in the second season Peacemaker where that ties directly into the Superman movie and some of the things that happen in it. It's not like, I don't know, how they used to do it when at peak Marvel, where it was like a life-changing connection between these two things. But it ties in very nicely in a way that made me think again, okay, I feel like a pendulum is swinging away from Marvel and back to DC because I'm excited about this show. I'm excited about these movies, and I'm excited about how they're connecting in a way that I have never been for this particular, franchise.
And for that to work across sort of, age range, because like Superman, I believe, was a PG-13 rating, and this is a hard R. This might be even further than R, really. But like to be able to kind of balance those two things, and for the tone to sort of work, that was what DC never really quite had. Its tone was just something that people, I think, weren't really into before. Now the tone is sort of shifting. And so it'll be interesting to see how they continue to carry this through, because they're trying to be, I don't know, it'll be really interesting to see where the next few projects go, because they've said that they want to be a little bit more, let the directors do their own thing and not try to force a tone on them.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things that I'm interested in, and I think we'll tell, people have, Superman was great. People were excited for that. Peacemaker's familiar, and people like Cena, so like those two things, they make sense. They have an established precedent, if you will. Mm-hmm. Supergirl, I believe, is one of the upcoming projects. That's also got an established precedent after the success of the TV show, so I think that familiarity is really there. Clayface, I think, is one that's going to be interesting, because I don't know Clayface very well. I don't know how well-known Clayface is. I know there's a cartoon that has Clayface in it that is really popular on HBO, but I'm not sure how that would translate to being the lead part of a movie. I'm very intrigued, but...
Something that James Gunn has said about the DCU is that, people have become kind of accustomed to the way Marvel did it for several years, which is the idea that all of these movies slightly build on each other in a way. He says that they're not necessarily structuring it that way, that his claim is that we are creating a universe, and then we are picking little moments to drop you in. That's not necessarily going to be the case that, like, oh, you must go see Clayface because it will build upon what happens in this, or be a part of building towards this big team up movie or anything like that. So if somebody has a great idea for a body horror movie featuring Clayface, they might do that. If someone like Zach Kreger pitched an idea that he has for a story about a henchman who lives in Gotham City, but it's not necessarily a Batman movie, or a movie about setting up to anything special. He just has a fun idea. Maybe they do that kind of stuff. We'll just have to see how that actually plays out in practice.
Yep, I agree. But it's good so far. I think like I said, I feel the pendulum. I'm happy with where it's going, so we'll be sticking around to see how the rest of Peacemaker goes this season.
It's like a lot of James Gunn stuff, very funny, kind of gross sometimes, but surprisingly heartfelt.
I also, on the TV front, jumped into Alien Earth on this is FX on Hulu.
Yeah.
Now, Josh, are you a big Alien guy?
I am not. I don't think I know, but I wouldn't say that I'm like, I don't know, I'm not against it, but I'm not in it as like a big Alien guy. I like what I've seen of some things.
Yeah.
But this is a TV show that takes place in the years prior to the first Alien movie, and it brings it back to Earth in a way that a lot of the other pieces of the franchise haven't. So that's how I'll set that up, I guess. There's only a few episodes out right now. I watched the first one. Really cool world building stuff happening on that show. It's being showrun by Noah Hawley, who did the Fargo series on FX, as well as some other things that have been really good. So I would recommend it. It's got Timothy Olyphant, which is why I'm surprised that David won't just give it a shot on principle. Maybe you will for that reason.
Yeah, maybe I will soon, but
he's different.
I want to at least watch a couple of the Alien movies.
He's got like the bleach blonde white hair, and he's like, I don't know, Timothy Olyphant. He's fun, and it's got a lot of stuff about how in the Alien franchise, there's humans, and then there's human hybrids, and there's all this weird stuff, and there's like transferring people's minds from one body into another. It's wild. It's wild. But I like what it is setting up.
Can I ask about there's like a meme going around with Alien Earth and like a weird frame where you can see Sid from the Ice Age movies. Do you know anything about this?
No.
There's some, I don't know if it's real or not, but there's some meme going around where it's a shot of the lead actress, and she's just finished a conversation with her brother, maybe, and there's like a it's almost as if somebody was filming was like editing the episode, and they accidentally had another screen open and they burned Ice Age into it, like a scene of Sid from Ice Age into it. You guys haven't seen this online?
No.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's an accident. I don't know if it's
I've Googled it
and joke on me.
That it exists. but I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not to this episode yet.
Everybody keeps saying she's just watching Ice Age, and I'm like, it doesn't look like she's watching Ice Age from this frame. It looks like somebody accidentally burned the image into the into the video. I don't know.
Maybe that's how the aliens get you, is they entice you with a scene from Ice Age. Everybody loves Sid. That's the only part of Ice Age everybody likes. Well, him and the squirrel. But, yeah, why not? I am interested in the show, to go back to that, because I really dug Alien Romulus when it came out. And I've only seen a few of the Alien movies, and so it's one that is on my list to go through and watch, and I think it should be watched in chronological order, maybe, because when I watched Alien Romulus, I dug it until something happened. I won't spoil it, but something happened, and then I was like, what? That came out of left field. But I'm told that if you have seen more of the movies, it makes sense. But let me tell you, I was very confused for a while. So,
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
I was
dope.
just looking at the whole thing. They've got the first 4 Alien movies are the like original films. Then you have crossover films, which are the Alien versus Predator. There's 2 of those.
Yeah.
Then there's
yeah.
2 prequel films, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And then there's Alien Romulus, which is a spin-off film. So it's kind of spread out all over the place.
Little interesting factoid for you guys here. I learned about while trying to make my geriatric sequels list. We have not gone as a society more than 7 years without a xenomorph in cinema since the first Alien movie came out.
Wow.
That's a franchise that just keeps putting stuff out.
You're not
Even
wrong.
though it
I got
feels
these
like
dates pulled up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's Alien Earth on Hulu. So check that out if you're into the alien stuff. I think it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, you guys watched that Pit trailer? The Pit is back or will be back in January.
In January, right?
Yeah. The Pit takes place in the course of a day, kind of like 24 did. So this is a new day in the life of
It's a new dog.
Yes, it is.
these people at the hospital here. January 2026 is the release date. I mean, I don't really know what we know about it other than
Dr. Collins isn't coming back.
right. Well,
That's
we
one
know that.
bummer.
But it's like another crazy day at the hospital. This was a show that I think surprised all of us when it came out.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how long of the time delay is. It looks like Dr. Robbie's coming back after his, breakdown from that moment. I read that they are actually going to be pulling in some information about how the big beautiful bill is going to be impacting medical care in the country. So I'm really interested to see how that will work. If they're going to be that kind of topical, because people will be facing these issues, and I'm really interested and fascinated that they're bringing that into it. And they said that it was an important piece of them because they take the medical industry in that piece so seriously. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's a very, topical, relevant show that, incorporated a lot of real life discussions we have. I mean, last season had a pretty huge traumatic event. We also had, in every episode, there were these little moral conundrums, different little things that are very relevant to today's world. So it's a show that really handles itself really well. I can't wait for season 2. Unfortunately, I will have to till January, but I'm willing to wait. That was a show that I was a little late to starting, but once I started it, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah. Looking forward to The Pit coming out. Another new show coming out later this year, much sooner than The Pit, is The Lowdown, another FX on Hulu show. This is from Sterling Harjo, the creator of Reservation Dogs, which was a huge show for FX and for our part of the world where it was filmed. So that was cool. The Lowdown also filmed here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Very neat.
Where's that?
It's I don't know. What do they say in Friends? The Paris of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but the Lowdown is coming out. I'm super excited for this. They dropped a poster for it the other day. This show stars Ethan Hawke, Tim Blake Nelson, Gene Triplehorn, Kyle MacLachlan, Keith David. It's got appearances from Tracy Letts, Killer Mike. Pretty great cast. We don't know a lot about it other than it is set here in Tulsa, and it is loosely based on a man named Leroy Chapman, who was a citizen journalist and historian from here in Tulsa, who had a very interesting life. He did a lot. I don't want to like go into the detail of just like reading his Wikipedia, but he did a lot of research and reporting on revelations regarding the Tulsa Race Massacre, things like that. So very interesting to see what this show is going to be.
So then, is it set in modern day, or is it set in sort
Yes,
of?
because this man is not. No, because to regale this to the listeners who are unfamiliar with the history, most of what we know about the Tulsa Race Massacre we did not know until the last 30 years, perhaps. So no, it is set in, I believe, modern day.
Sweet.
What I'm reading here says that he published an article called "The Nightmare of Dreamland" in This Land Press in 2011 that revealed Tulsa founder W. Tate Brady's affiliation with the Klan.
Ah, yes.
And his article is what prompted Tulsa City Council to rename the Brady Arts District. There's some Tulsa lore for you people.
How about that? Look at that, hitting them with the history. I can't wait for this. You know, Sterling is Oklahoma, born and bred, at least to my knowledge. I say that and I don't actually know, but he does such a good job of showcasing Tulsa and Oklahoma as it is. Really, when I look at it, the things that I can think of that have showcased Tulsa on television is Friends, and that was so many years ago.
They don't
and
do
the
it
Tulsa
well,
King, which is a lie, because the Tulsa King is not shot in Tulsa, and 80% of it showed Oklahoma City when it was shot in Tulsa. So none of those really do a good job of depicting Oklahoma in a good way, I'd say. And I'm excited to see him show Tulsa in a realistic way, or Oklahoma in a realistic way. He said in an interview recently that this is his love letter to Tulsa. So I truly believe that he is going to show the places that make Tulsa unique and interesting and highlight them in such a cool way, because he can. He's from here and he knows this place, and he wants to show it in a way that isn't, stagecoaches and horses all the time. So
Right.
sure.
Or a poor community, or
yeah.
the Wild West, the early 1900s. Like, it is possible to make a modern product in this state. It's really frustrating how, I'm just adding on. It's really frustrating to me how it's hard to find anything filmed in Oklahoma that can't just be normal. Like, it always has to be part of it for some reason. When, what was it? Reservation
Twisters?
Dogs. No, yeah, well, Twisters. But I was going to say Reservation Dogs shot pieces in downtown Tulsa that were meant to be Los Angeles. That can happen.
Yeah.
But nobody else does it like that. Nobody else
Yeah.
recognizes that the city of Tulsa, or the city of Oklahoma City, like, these urban environments can double as any urban city that you want it to be. But instead, people still tend to choose Oklahoma for some prairie crap. We do more. We have more.
They think it's mostly just a big grass field.
Right. So, yes, absolutely looking forward to seeing how Tulsa is portrayed in this show. I was really excited to see him call it a love letter to the city. So, September 23rd.
This has got Ethan Hawke in it. He's not nobody. The Black Phone 2 comes out soon. That's awesome. And he is just a great actor in general. Keith David, he's in everything. He's so cool. What? Gene Triplehorn, he's bringing in people who have Oklahoma roots and connection to be in this show, too. So I really love the way that he's setting this up to showcase Tulsa in a positive way. And a modern way. You're right, Josh.
I am too. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Again, that's September 23rd on Hulu. Okay, David, let's do the box office recap for the week. We had a nice... Well, I don't know. Nice... There's a surprise in it.
Yes. So good news. Obviously you gotta, a little bit of a qualifier here, but Netflix went ahead and released K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters this weekend for kind of sing-along versions, and brought in $18 million, which is, if this movie had just released to that back when it debuted, it'd be kind of like maybe underwhelming. But for a movie that started in streaming and built up a real popularity, 18 million, really solid. It's the number one movie of the weekend, passing up Weapons, which slides to number 2 spot with 15.6. Freakier Friday is in at number 3 with 9.2. Fantastic Four and The Bad Guys both hang on to the 4 and 5 spot respectively, with 5.9 and 5.1 million. That's your box office rundown for the week. Coming up next weekend, some movies that I don't know if the three of us will have a chance to see, but some movies that you might be interested in if you're watching right now. Caught Stealing, starring Austin Butler, Matt Smith, a bunch of other people. Zoe Kravitz, I believe, is in that.
Yeah.
Then you have The Roses, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. And Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon are in that as well.
Also
and The Toxic Avenger, starring Pete Davidson, I think. Not Pete Davidson, Peter Dinklage and Frodo. Anyway, that is your that's your box office rundown for this week. Elijah Wood. That's it.
Elijah Wood, that's who he is. All right, yep. Cool. That is it for us today. Be sure you subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you get podcasts to get our next episode when it comes out. We're going to be talking about The Breakfast Club, so go watch it if you'd like to join us in talking about it. Join our Discord and talk with us about it there. All that's at somanysequels.com, so go check that out. We will see you guys soon. Bye.